Hotep, Black Power, brothers and sisters. As always, giving honor to the Creator, giving honor to the ancestors, my father, my sister, my in-laws, and all the creators, creations, which are you all and myself, the greatest creation the Creator could ever make, as well as all of our ancestors, those who are fighting for the liberation and salvation of our black nation. I want to take time to let you all know, once again, another brother has been executed based on police terrorism. You know, I just don't understand where we're going. I just don't understand where we're going in terms of black liberation when we continue to let these devils execute our young brothers and sisters. Now this brother, 30 years old, Thurman Blevins, out of Minneapolis, because apparently Minneapolis has a FOP, a fraternal order of pigs who strictly live by the kill the nigger code. And I get sick of you all saying that we need to pray that the devil has to change your heart. It is never going to happen. If you look in the history of our people, from the time we got off the goddamn boat till 5 minutes ago, and 5 minutes ahead, we have suffered the same torment from our oppressor. Whether you want to accept it or not, the white man is our fucking oppressor. He is responsible for the annihilation of melanated people, of the original people of the planet. We continue to keep on letting this motherfucking cracker kill our people, our young brothers and sisters. You know, with no repercussions, no consequences involved. And now they said that Thurman Blevins had a gun, and then now they said he didn't have a gun, he had a bottle. He just had a bottle in his hand. Either soda or beer or something like that. Which was true. Never had a weapon. But see, what they got to do is feed the public. The media has to feed the public that because he's black, this nigga probably had a weapon. And they said that around the corner, several minutes before he was executed, that he was involved in firing a weapon. But it was no weapon found on him. So what was the reason to take his life? You explain to me, or any of you, you cracker lovers, explain to me about that situation. Charles Barkley, Steve Harvey, those who agreed that Trayvon Martin deserved to die, like Charles Barkley did. You black, you niggas, you are niggas who believe that the jury made the right decision in that case. But what about this brother here? Thurman Blevins, 30 years old. Doesn't look like a threat to me. But because of the color and because of the clique that the police department has in Minneapolis, he lost his life. You remember that? You remember that picture? That's Philando Castile, who was executed in Minneapolis. And this is why I'm telling y'all that they have a fraternal order of pigs who live by a code of killing niggas. And if you look closer, you can see the gun that's sticking inside the car. You can see this brother bleeding to death in front of his daughter, his baby daughter, and his woman. She's trying to tell him that it's going to be all right, but he was dying. Shot 7 times. Just because he's a security officer licensed and he said he had a gun in his bag. And he was executed live on YouTube. His mother goes on in front of the press, makes a press conference yelling about, you know, the blood of Jesus and, you know, that God is in charge and all of this type of shit. You know, instead of talking about, you know, getting these motherfuckers, letting justice lock this goddamn devil up. And once she got that money, you haven't heard from her since. And see, I told y'all about that. I told you all about that shit. You know, that I'm gonna be a good nigga in front of the media so I can get some money. And that's all a lot of y'all worry about. You are selling and sacrificing your children for a payday. And then y'all always talk about the young people, the young people, the young people. These young people, they don't have no morals, they don't have no principles. You older motherfuckers don't have them either. You don't have them either. Some of you all are worse than the children. You whine, you cry, you bitch, you moan. You on this poor me shit, woe is me, all this bullshit. You are worse than the motherfucking children. And this is why our babies act the way they do. This is why they smoke. This is why they're so promiscuous. This is why they're so rebellious. This is why they're so incomprehensible. Because of the fact that they are hurting. Because they had to practically raise themselves. And they've been taught to accept this. This picture here. Our people teach us to accept this. You know, that Allah and them, is going to handle this. And we need to stop this bullshit. We need to stop this shit and put brakes on this shit and begin to stand up and link arms and go ahead and deal with whatever situation that's at hand in terms of battling this motherfucking cracker. I had a conversation with a brother earlier, and the first thing y'all niggas say, y'all talk this, they got the military shit. No, they don't. You have conscious brothers and sisters in the military. You have brothers and sisters that are in charge of dropping bombs and flying fighter jets and all of that shit. Infantry, Navy SEALs, all of that. We are in all of that. So they don't have the military. And then the Latinos, they got gangs. It's Crips and Bloods that are banging in the military. So don't tell me no shit about no military. We need that. We need to get the military, the street military in order. That's you brothers who kill each other every night. You brainless, coward, spineless motherfuckers that are not going to do anything when the white man pull up. Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. You are cowards to the fucking bone. And you'll make excuses for that. But you have no excuses. And there's no cut card when it comes to dealing with your brother. When it comes to taking the life of somebody that looks like you. Oh, you no nonsense then. You ain't going for shit then. You ain't taking no shorts. But when the white man pull up and make you spread eagle on the car while he go back to the car claiming that he's calling to see if you got warrants, he's sitting in the car masturbating off your motherfucking butt. While you spread eagle like a fucking woman across the car hood. This is what goes on. I know this for a fact. I have heard black policemen have told me this out of their mouths. Now I'm not mentioning no districts or none of that. You can't get me to do that. You either take my word for it or you have that experience. You have that experience yourself. But Minneapolis, same, Thurman Blevins, Philando Castile, when is it going to stop? Antoine, 17-year-old, East Pittsburgh, young child, Antoine Rose, was laid to rest. And once again, these people begin to protest, standing outside, hollering at no justice, no peace bullshit, waiting on the civil rights all-stars, Jackson, Sharpton, and they got the new guy, this guy who took on the Trayvon Martin case. I keep forgetting his name, but he's part of that civil rights all-stars too. The nightmare team. I don't call them the dream team. I call them the nightmare team. Because all they do is put the black families in distress. And so, they think that money can solve everything. And see, this is the thing. Y'all continue to keep taking this money. What's wrong with saying, I don't want no motherfucking money. I want this motherfucker in jail. I want to see him do a lengthy motherfucking prison sentence. Because if he's so tough, and he's so goddamn bad, and he's hardcore, why doesn't he go to jail? Everybody else that shoot and kill people, they go to prison. With the exception of these white goddamn cops. They do not go to jail. And you nigga cops that kill black men, you're no different. You're no different. You remind me, you niggas that do that shit, that kill these young men, you black motherfuckers that do that, you remind me of that black ass motherfucking coon, that buck dancing cop that was on the movie Boys in the Hood. That wanted to blow Cuba Gooding Jr.'s head off. Just because he was a brother. You got a lot of them type of motherfuckers out there. They can't stand the sight of a black man. They look at black men as being despicable because they're hustling, they're trying to find work. Getting out of prison, in and out of prison. The ones that's on the corner. The ones that's drinking, to their feelings. As a coping mechanism to deal with this oppression that affects everybody. So it just doesn't affect the brothers that stand on the corner drinking wine, singing and crying and fighting. Or the ones that's hitting pipes and on crack and heroin. It just doesn't affect them. It affects everybody. The minimum wage worker that has to work 100 hours just so they can have a roof over their head. A lot of them live in rooms. They live over top of people, over top of stores. And see, that's a result of us not pulling together our resources. And we also discussed why these multi-million dollar and some billion-dollar athletes and entertainers do not, I repeat, do not do anything for anyone in the hoods that they grew up in. Nobody cares if you come back riding through shaking hands with people talking about what you used to do and where you used to stand and where you used to be at before the cracker gave you that money. You know, people want to, what's wrong with saying, I'm going to build a storefront. I'm going to build a strip mall. Black owned. We're going to get the hair business back. You got Koreans. You got these Koreans selling sisters fucking hair. Straightening combs, curling irons, clippers, hair rollers, perms. You got Koreans selling you this. And they don't wear none of that shit. They don't touch none of it. And they sell it to our sisters and then they laugh at them as though they are clowns. You 350 pounds and you got on a motherfucking red wig. Looking like a damn fucking fire hydrant. You know, and they laugh at you. They laugh at our sisters for that blonde hair. The fuck you gonna be blonde? How you gonna get blonde hair? You black as a motherfucking chalkboard, but you got a blonde motherfucking wig on and thinking that shit cute. You look like a number 2 pencil. The silliness and the idiotic shit that we do to try to fit in and be accepted so somebody can say you look nice or you got a fat ass. But back to our brothers being executed. This shit has to stop. This shit has to stop yesterday. What contributions are you gonna make? Because I get tired of making videos after video after video after video after video about our brothers being executed by these cops. And then they go to court, they are acquitted, and then the wrongful death lawsuits come in. They pay the family, and then everybody's quiet and happy. How in the fuck could you be happy watching your son go on the ground? And that's a clear indication of how dysfunctional the black families are. The black family is so dysfunctional. But they'll accept that and pretend like they are hurting and pretend like they are in deep mourning. But how deep can your mourning be? How serious can your mourning be when you accept a not guilty verdict? And then next thing, 8 months later, you on a motherfucking cruise, celebrating. Because they didn't pay you. That money is just, that wrongful death lawsuit shit, most of it just shut the fuck up money. They make you sign all these papers that you won't counter sue, you won't say anything about the case any longer and all this bullshit, and we'll give you this money. And you niggas take the money. Fuck the deceased. I never seen that one person from Trayvon Martin to up to the day that has continually pursued and fought every level of Congress, every level of the political chain to get justice for the loss of their loved one. complete bullshit, y'all. Complete bullshit. XXXTentacion. Now, I did something on him when he first was murdered. And then I got some comments, and then I did research, and I saw some photos on how bad he beat that queen up. And I was like, fuck him. Straight up fuck him. But then when I found out everything that he's been through, because he doesn't get a pass for hitting that queen, beating that queen up. Let me just make that clear. But if you look at how traumatized his upbringing was, extremely traumatizing. And the only way that you may not understand this, excuse me, if you haven't been traumatized as a child. A lot of us have been lucky to not have to go through some of the traumatic experiences that our babies have endured. Mom was on crack, actually watching mom trick. You know, no food, fend for yourself, fight off your mother's boyfriend, because you 10 years old, he just coming home. You know, you in the bathroom, he comes in the bathroom and pulls his fucking dick out because his ass been rocked and his salad's been tossed and he done had meat ran all up his motherfucking ass when he was in. So he's bringing that shit home because the mother never took time to investigate this motherfucker's prison history because she's just looking at how many motherfucking push-ups he can do. You know, and then the beatings, the severe beatings, the hungry nights, going to bed, eating dry cereal, you know, trying to scrape up some change to get a pack of ramen noodles, seeing mama get whooped. Seeing mama on her fucking knees for a goddamn crumb of crap. And so when you look at that type of shit in an upbringing, you know, because this boy was full of rage and anger. But at the same time, he tried to convert that anger, you know, and intertwine it with his intellect. Because the brother is sharp. Don't get me wrong, I'm talking about sharp. If you look at the people who he studied, this boy is only 20. He was only 20. And he studied some serious people. Rock stars, heavy metal, rock and roll, classical, R&B, rap. Very, very versatile. Very old soul. And once again, I'm not giving him a pass on hitting the system. But I understand who he is, what he had to endure. And that's not making justifications for what he done. But I understand how it feels to be traumatized. In all ways, in all types of ways. It doesn't have to be sexually. You don't have to be sexed up or molested or violated to be traumatized. Trauma can come in any form. With someone, an adult telling you ain't shit. You're going to be just like your father. You ain't nothing. You're going to die before you 21. That's traumatizing. You know, hearing that from some people that supposedly love you unconditionally. So I understand the things that that brother went through. You know, but however, sometimes our karma is a motherfucker. Sometimes the karma can be vicious, unremorseful, vicious karma. And in his case, life was taken. You know, so we have to be more open and understanding towards each other as men. But at the same time, you know, we got to be mentally and emotionally spanked when we do shit wrong. When we violate ourselves or violate someone else. And I notice a lot of brothers, and I'm going to call you brothers and males. You have a lot of you act like females. A lot of you take on a deep scoop of female energy, you know, out of a deep scoop out of the female energy bowl. A lot of you whine, you complain, poor me. Can somebody help me? I'm not asking for much. Bitching. Acting like a woman. That's a woman. That is a woman. You're taking on too much female energy. You know, and you gotta understand, you cannot walk around with that type of energy and expecting to be respected as a male or as a man, or conduct yourself, because you have an imbalance of the gender principle on the energy level. Trust me, I know my shit. You know, and I'm blessed that I'm able to see these things. I've been given the ability by the ancestors. That's a gift to be able to see these things. But those who are struggling and want to rid yourself of those energies, you got to stand up and be open. You know, so that's enough for me right now. I hope that I've gotten some things, some points across to you. I hope I've made some sense. One more thing. I know you know this brother Capleton, right? 51 years old, reggae superstar. Bad motherfucker. However, he was set up by a trick. Set up by a trick. One of our sisters that decides that she's going to try to swindle this brother out of his money, out of his earnings, out of his riches. Which it didn't work because she said the wrong things and put it on text. She texted him that she was setting him up and framing him for something that he didn't do. So she's already jammed the fuck up. But this is a message for Capleton. You got to be careful who you interact with. And you are a conscious brother. You are a very, very conscious brother, extremely strong. So, you know, you cannot allow these crackers to send one of our own people to take you down. You have to be able to see it coming. Because it happens every day in the hood. Every day in the hood. So, you know, he's going to make out in court. You know, everything, you know, he's going to be all right, but it's just a lesson learned. Sometimes we have to be, the Creator will set us down and slow us down so we can be able to understand what the fuck is going on. How these devils are trying to take you down and not allow, your morale to shine. For you to be in the midst of your essence, the essence of you. Allow that to expound, allow that to blossom, allow that to bloom. And let your manhood be like a sledgehammer banging through the walls of white supremacy. Because there's not a lot of true soldiers left. Please believe that. And so, in closing, as always, Hotep, Black Power.